Good evening, everyone. Please welcome to the City Council meeting of March 5th, 2019. Please rise and join with me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to ask you to remain standing for a moment of silence. Thank you very much. You may be seated. Start with the roll call of the council. Councilmember Sparks.
Here.
Councilmember Herr.
Here.
Councilmember Wilkie.
Yes, sir.
Councilmember Monsieur.
Here.
Councilmember Closey.
Here.
Councilmember Stokes.
Here.
Council Vice President McGee.
Here.
And Council President Eaton.
Here.
Right. All present and accounted for. Next item is the approval of the minutes. Approval of the minutes of February 19th, 2019.
Mr. Mayor, I would ask you to approve the council meeting minutes on February 19th, 2019.
Been moved and seconded to approve the city council minutes of, or the council minutes, excuse me, of February 19, 2019. Is there any public comment? Any council discussion?
No question.
Has the question been called for? All in favor of approval of the minutes of February 19th, 2019, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And those opposed, nay. Motion carried 8-0. Next item is correspondence, for which we have none. After that, we have council disclosure of ex parte communications. Is there anybody on the council that's, by no choice of their own, had communication from someone about an issue before the council that they'll be voting on tonight that will affect how they vote and would find the need to share that information with the rest of the council? Please come forward. Seeing none, we will move on to public hearing. And under public hearings, we have none. Next is the consent items. Is there any separation of the consent agenda?
Mr. Mayor, I would move to approve the consent agenda of March 5th, 2019.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to approve the consent agenda of February 2019. Is there any public comment? Any council discussion?
Only question.
Having the question been called for, all in favor of the consent agenda, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion is carried 8-0. Next up is ceremonial calendar, for which we have none. And reports of boards and commissions, for which we have none. Up next is audience participation, or the citizens may address the city council regarding any item of city business that's not on tonight's agenda. Comments regarding tonight's agenda items will be accepted under scheduled matters, under public comment. The duration for anybody who would like to speak under audience participation is limited to 3 minutes. And while all comments are welcome, the council will not take any action on any item that's not on the agenda. Is there anybody who would like to come forward? Seeing none, we will move on to scheduled matters. Under scheduled matters, we have the appointment of John Rutt to the Park Board for a term ending December 31st, 2022.
Mr. Mayor, I move to approve the mayor's appointment of John Rutt to the Park Board for a term ending December 31st, 2022.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to approve the appointment of John Rutt to the Park Board for a term ending December 31st, 2022. Is there any public comment? Is there any council discussion?
Call the question?
Have the question been called for? All in favor of the appointment of John Rutt to the Park Board for a term ending December 31st, 2022, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Motion carried 8-0. Item 6 under scheduled matters is resolution. This is resolution number R19-06. It's a resolution accepting the proposal submitted by Morris and Merrily Systems to provide the city's information technology, or IT, support and services, and authorizing the mayor to execute a contract with Morris and Merrily Systems for such services.
Mr. Mayor, I would move to approve resolution number R19-06.
It's been moved and seconded to approve resolution R19-06. Is there any public comment? Is there any council discussion? Council President Eaton.
Yes, thank you. In reading the minutes had stated that this bid was less than what we are currently paying. And I inquired about that in the Budget and Finance meeting this evening, and that was actually a misstatement. This bid is going to come in and cost the city $12,000 more per year. But it is the least of the 3 bids that were submitted. The current IT provider is Avitas, and they had actually come in some $20,000 over what they are now charging us right now. And so I asked whether or not then that the statement that was in the minutes about approving this, and the clerk treasurer is all for this company. She had heard good things about them before they ever responded to this bid request, and she was impressed with their response to the bid. And so even though it is going to cost us $12,000 more per year, she is very happy with these people, and is looking forward actually to some of the changes and updates that they have promised. So I wanted to make sure that the council understood that we were not going to be saving money, we're actually going to be spending more money, but it is with the approval of the clerk treasurer and the mayor.
Call the question.
Having the question been called for, all in favor of resolution number R19-06, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And all opposed, nay. Motion carried 8-0. Items removed from the consent agenda, we have none. Community announcements, or anyone, any citizen that would like to address the city council to provide any community announcements may come forth and do so now. And I see no takers for that. Council discussion. We will move into council discussion where you may give a brief report regarding committees, groups which you're involved in, or any other information that you believe is pertinent for the body to hear. Councilmember Sparks.
I have nothing.
All right, thank you very much. Councilmember Herr.
I have nothing, sir. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Councilmember Wilkie.
Sir, I would like to be excused from next week's workshop because I am scheduled to teach hunter education over at the high school. We have 5 classes, and I'm one of the instructors, and we're at 45 students, so it's gonna be real hard pressed to try and replace me for one day, so with your permission, I'd like to be excused.
That's fine. You only have to answer the council if you're gonna miss 2 of them in a row, so you're good to go.
Thank you.
Is that all?
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. Councilmember Monsieur.
I have nothing, thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Closey.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, thank you. I have 2 items.
Mm-hmm.
The first item is, I want to thank you and the city workers on behalf of the Laurel Senior Center for removing snow last Friday, so the senior center people that do Meals on Wheels could get the meals delivered to those people, and also making room so that the city bus could pick up seniors to take them to the center for a meal that day. And also, March is March for Meals Month, and you and City Administrator Matt Lurkin are invited to ride along with Meals on Wheels people if you so desire, and you can just call the senior center and set up a schedule with them. That's all I have, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Councilmember Stokes. Thank you very much. Council Vice President McGee.
No, not tonight, thank you.
Thank you. Council President Eaton.
Yes, I also have 2 things. As a follow-up to Mr. Closey's comments with thanking, the city received a thank you card that I thought was very attractive and very nice, and it certainly acknowledges the fact that the city was out cleaning up the streets, and which was much welcome. And also, there will be on March 18th, that's a Monday, Public Works meeting, 6 o'clock in the conference room. And that's all I have.
All righty then, thank you very much. Under mayor updates, I would just like to say, some of you see the card that's going around. Friday morning, I got a call from Amy at the senior center, and she expressed to me that she was very concerned that seniors who depend on the senior meal program at the senior center had been contacting her and were unable to get out of their homes due to the amount of snow and piled snow from plowing, and were not going to be able to get to the senior center to get meals that they were depending on in order to eat. Furthermore, they were concerned that they were not going to be able to deliver meals to some of those seniors who, again, were counting on those meals coming to them so that they would eat as well. And it's my responsibility to the citizens of this city you can pass that around, to the health, welfare, and of every citizen. And I was extremely concerned about the seniors, and they're the diamonds in my eye of society, and the ones that unfortunately so often rely more heavily on those types of charities. So I declared that emergency and mobilized all the assets that were available, and they were very appreciative of that, and we took care of them, and there wasn't anybody that suffered because of lack of any effort on our behalf. So with that, I will move on to unscheduled matters, for which I have none. Next on the agenda is adjournment.
Mr. Mayor, I move to adjourn the council meeting.
Second.
Moved and second, adjourn the council meeting. Is there any public comment? Any council discussion? All in favor?
Yay.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Motion carried 8-0.
Somebody standing up there at the mic showing their ass.
Thank you very much.